When I think of this shoe, I think of a trail designed Converse high top. Well, folks, we're looking at the Salomon Outline Mid GTX. That's what comes to mind every time, is that this is like a heavy soled, mountain feeling Converse high top. That's literally what comes to mind every time I put this shoe on. Hey folks, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another episode here at Gideon's Tactical. This year breaking into the shoe reviews. You guys have been asking me for years. We've done a few and I'm looking forward to doing this one from the Salomon Shoe Company. And there are some great aspects to this. And this is what really made me gravitate to this shoe, throw down my hard-earned money, is that it is very lightweight. It definitely has a flexible, light duty feel to it, but still giving us heavy sole traction and giving you Gore-Tex and some other features that you definitely want when you're in the backcountry hiking and enjoying adventures on the trail. Now, the cool thing with this, just to kind of give you some basic idea before we break down the detailed specs as well as my overall feeling on it and what I love and what I do not love about the shoe, because there are definitely parts of it for both, is that they also make a mid, or excuse me, this is the mid height. They also make a low top as well, and they do have these for men and women. So I'm going to have links in the description below over to Amazon as well as backcountry.com. When you guys use those hyperlinks, if this shoe connects with you or any other gear in general, that helps me get out there, buy gear just like this to give you content just like this. So we really appreciate when you guys use those hyperlinks offered to you below. And so let's get a little closer with the shoe, show you what it has to offer, and see whether or not this is going to be the perfect summer hiker for you. All right, folks, so I've had this shoe for I think about 6 months now, and have had some trail time with it, as well as just a lot of daily use, you know, wearing it to the office, going around town, doing stuff in all situations, way beyond really what it should be, because I took it out in snow, walked around the snow to really test out the waterproof capability with the Gore-Tex. And I'll just kind of hit my overall feeling. I'll give you some basic specs and just let you know what my experience with this Outline shoe is. This is the mid top. They do have a low top version as well, which is basically a trail running shoe. That's basically what this is. This is basically a mid top trail runner. That's how it's kind of designed. That's the thought with it. So if you like trail running shoes on your hiking adventures and you just want something that's maybe more high top than low top, sweet, then you might really connect with this. If you look more for something that's like a little bit beefier, you're doing more backpacking, heavy loads, heavy weights on your day hiking, then you might want to look elsewhere. And that's kind of more the feeling that I have with this overall through as we go through this. So this is Gore-Tex rated. So snow, rain, water, all of it. I've tested it and all of it works great. Good waterproof capability, and really works well with that. The trade-off is that it's not like, I've had way worse breathable shoes, but it's not super breathable. It will breathe better than some, but think of just a regular trail runner will definitely breathe a lot better. So that's something to consider. I don't think they make a Gore-Tex free version. If they do, I will annotate it in, but I think it's only, like, these only come with Gore-Tex. So if you're somebody who tends to sweat in your feet a lot, or that's just an issue that you tend to have and you want lots and lots of breathability, this really isn't the most breathable shoe on the market in this kind of style and design. Trade-offs there: if you need a lot of waterproof stuff and you're in a lot of wet conditions, this will be awesome because it still breathes okay, but will really protect against the water, which is awesome. So the other things that really made me gravitate to it is, you know, the lightweight capability at 115 grams. That's light compared to a lot of other, you know, mid-top shoes out there for the outdoors, hiking and backpacking and that type of thing. So that really connected with me well, and I do like that aspect to it. I like the lightweight capability of it. The lacing is done well. The little hooks up here, you know, have all been holding up well. Nothing's been tearing out, and I'm not seeing really any wear. The only two areas where I'm seeing a little bit of wear is right here. The toe piece, little rubber piece, is starting to peel away a little bit, and it's a little bit more on my other shoe of the pair. And I have knocked off a little bit of that under grip there, that texture right there. It has been chewed up a little bit on that one, and then we're seeing a little bit of wear there. So these are what they call their Contura grip, is what they call that. It's not the Vibram stuff that you know from a lot of other companies out there. It's kind of their own stuff for this particular model. So I'm seeing decent wear. The texture is good. for all sorts of different conditions, even icy stuff. You know, it's doing well in the sense of the texturing and the grip that it will give you. Now, the two basically main things that I think will affect a lot of stuff for you guys, and what I'm seeing is this really being kind of like a light duty trail running shoe. This is not for long adventures. This is not for heavy loads. Is twofold. First off, the cushion is good, but it's not as thick on the sole as a lot of hiking boots. And if you have those heavier loads or going through really rocky, rough terrain, which we happen to have in the Rocky Mountains a lot of the time, you want something that has, you know, like a thicker, heavier duty sole that will, you won't feel the rocks under your feet, because over and over again, that's going to wear out and exhaust your feet. That tends to happen with these shoes. So if I would say like maybe 6 miles round trip and a under 20-pound pack, you should be fine for, you know, adventures like that, and that kind of is your speed. Awesome. Or you are like trail running and you want a high top. Okay, great. But for longer treks and heavier loads, it's just, you feel everything, and it really starts to fatigue your feet at that point. And so that was a drawback for me. I was kind of disappointed in that. If it had more cushion, I would actually really like it a lot more if it had a thicker sole, but then obviously it cuts down, or it adds to weight and that type of thing. The other thing that will probably affect a lot of people is that it has they call it, I think on their website, an athletic cut. It's on the side of narrow. I have regular size feet. I'm not wide, I'm not narrow in my feet sizing. I'm not wide, I'm not narrow. I'm right down the middle, and I can feel it when you put it in. You kind of like, oh, I can feel the sides pretty good right there. And obviously within about 5 minutes of me wearing it, it goes away and I don't even notice it. But if you kind of tend to have wide feet, or your feet swell, you know, on long hikes and treks, these might be too narrow for you. And to my knowledge, they don't really have a lot of width sizes that you can get, you know, the width on their I'm on the Salomon website, and it says the anatomical fit is slim fit. So I mean, even on their site, they admit that aspect to it. The sizing is true. I wear size 11 in almost all my shoes. This is a size 11 and fits perfectly for me. So the sizing is great, no issue there. It does have a removable insole in there that you can put your own insoles in if you wanted to. It's a rather thin insole. Again, focusing on the lightweight aspect to the shoe. And some of the other things that they that they say the benefits of the shoe are: it's slim, it's athletic style, it's a sneaker-like comfort, and outdoor readiness. I would say light outdoor readiness, depending on the type of trail. And maybe, you know, if you're carrying maybe heavier loads or you're going for long distances, but it's like a lot of soft, like you're kind of in sand and, you know, like not gravel, but you know what I mean, just like rock, you're walking over rock face and stuff that's not sharp and aggressive, then it might be fine. But if you're on a lot of just gnarly trails, you'll feel it through the soles of the shoe. The other thing that I wanted to hit on also was that the drop, I believe, is 9 millimeters on the drop, and the midsole heel height is 19 millimeters. And the midsole toe height is 10 millimeters. So just some aspects there for you versus some other thicker shoes would all be bigger in that regard. Just to give you, again, concept, this is the Vask Canyonlands that I'm doing right now. And these are definitely, you know, a heavier duty type of shoe. Definitely way more. They're bulkier and clunkier. They're not trail running shoes. They're heavy duty boots. These would be great for backpacking, longer, heavier trails, longer treks or heavier loads, because of the thicker sole and just the overall heavier duty, thicker insole, all that type of stuff that goes with. And that would be what you want to be looking for if you're doing a lot of those longer treks under hard terrain and heavier packs. So I'm kind of mixed on it. It's great for around town. It's great for, you know, you hit a lot of light duty, you know, hikes throughout the summer and things like that. Awesome. Go for it. You'll love it. For the stuff that I tend to do, because I tend to have 30 to 40 pound packs with all my camera gear when I'm testing gear, and then I do backpacking, I'm not going to carry this as my backpacking shoe, and this is not going to be my regular hiker unless I'm doing kind of close to town, short hikes with the family. Then I might bust this thing out in the middle of the summer. Well, folks, here we are. I'll give you a price point and give you my final thoughts on who this is best suited for and what I like and don't like about it. But the price usually, without any sort of discounts or anything, when you look on like Amazon or backcountry.com, and we'll have links in the description below for this shoe, both the high top and low top, or the mid and the low, and the men and women's versions, it's usually about $150. Sometimes if you can dig around, you might find it for like $130. That's a lot for basically a high top trail shoe. And again, I know good quality, Salomon, great brand. You know, traction is good, lightweight, Gore-Tex, all of that. So I mean, I get it, but for me personally, and this is where we're kind of going to bring it to a close, is that either I'm going to spend like $80 on an actual low top running shoe, or sorry, trail running shoe, you know what I mean, to get basically the same results of the light. If I want that lightweight aspect to it, that big heavy boots don't offer you, I'm just gonna go spend, you know, like almost half the cost and just get something that is just a low top. Or I'm gonna go full Monty and I'm gonna get the heavy duty beefy boot for about the same cost. I mean, the one that I'm testing out right now that I'm in love with is that Vask Canyonlands that I just bumped in there really quick. Now it's obviously heavier, it's not a trail runner, it's a heavy duty boot. That thing's like $160, $170. For $10 to $20 more, I get a full on boot. So with much more durability and heavy duty like feel and more protection against harder terrain than this can offer you. So really for me, guys, only if you really love the lightweight feel, you must have high mid top, you want that ankle support, and you don't do heavy loads or long distances, then sure, go for it. But for me personally, it's kind of this edge shoe that I don't really have a lot of use for. It's a decent summer high top, you know, light duty hiker for me, and that's about it. But could I have spent less money and basically gotten the same results? Yes. So hope that this video has just been informative, entertaining, and helped you make a wise decision on the outline, whether or not the high top is the right version. The low top is a little cheaper, maybe go with the low top, you know, or if there's other shoes out there that are better suited for you. That's what I'm always trying to do with these videos, just give you food for thought, content, data points, so you can make the right choice and when you are looking at all your gear, particularly in this case, your shoe wear. So thank you so much. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, all the social media, throwing up stuff all the time. We invite you to subscribe. If you're not a current subscriber, hit that bell icon to make sure the videos show up in your newsfeed. And finally, guys, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.